Welcome to Techno Tips Learning, friends, and I'm here with a new video on how to install and configure Microsoft Entra ID Connect so that your identities sync from on-premise Active Directory to Microsoft Entra ID. In my last video, we discussed the prerequisites. We configured our Active Directory with the domain suffix, our Entra ID to use a custom domain. In this video, we will install Microsoft Entra ID Connect on a server. We will see the network requirements, what ports needs to be open, and what are the accounts which we will require so that the sync works seamlessly. If you have not watched my last video on prerequisite for hybrid identity management or hybrid identity setup, I would suggest you to go through it. Then you will be able to understand the complete process. So let us start with the video. All right, so let us see what that we need is. One is on-premise Active Directory environment, which we already have. Microsoft Entra ID Azure tenant, which we already have. If you want to know more on this, you watch my last video. Server for Entra ID Connect. Okay, so this part, if I take you to my virtual machines, this is the server. I have kept it ready, and the version of this server is 2022. If you want how to install VMware workstation and how to install servers on it, you can watch my videos. Must be a domain join to your on-prem AD. We will domain join it. Okay, so first let us do this. This is my server. I should have kept it prepared for you, but never mind. We'll go to settings and we will go to system. From here, about, and about, we'll go to, I'm using a trial license. Advanced, rename this PC advanced, and if you go to change, now my domain name is root.local. I have Entra Connect, maybe not server. We'll keep it Entra Connect and click OK. Now it will prompt me for administrator, and let me put the password, and it will join. While it is joining the domain, let us see at our list what we need to do next. So we need to configure the network and ports on our domain controller. So these settings these ports you need to check on the domain controller. However, whenever you install Active Directory domain services on a domain controller, these ports will automatically open on the domain controller. So you do not need to explicitly open. Rather, this is the PowerShell code that I'll provide you to test the connection, whether it is working or not. Now, in what case you need to open these ports? Now, apart from your domain controller, you have kind of firewall, your network firewall. So there you need to go ahead and get these ports open. If you have any antivirus or installed, like Microsoft Defender or any other antivirus service that is installed, you need to go ahead and change the network firewall. This is a demonstration. So my servers, they do not have a firewall configured. They do not have an antivirus configured. So automatically the communication will go through. Let us look at our machine which we configured. Now this machine is up and we will log in to this machine. So I will log in it with IT admin. That it is not an administrative user. It does not have domain admin role or enterprise admin role. This is to show like you can log in with any account, any domain account to it. But when you are configuring or making changes to Entra ID Connect, you have to provide the enterprise admin account. So we will log into this account. My password is incorrect. Okay, so it is logged in now, logging in now. Now we need to check the ports. So I will open a notepad. All right. And from where you can open or close the ports. So I'll explain it as well. So we will go to firewall, type firewall in the search, go to firewall network protection, and we will go to advanced settings. It will open in the background, but first it will ask for an administrative account. Let us see if it asks. It does not ask. It is still thinking. Okay, so we'll provide the domain admin account here. Okay, so we'll go here and advanced setting open in the background. So we'll go to okay, so we'll go to outbound and inbound rules, and we'll open the ports from here. Now if I talk about the ports, what ports you need to open? So first we need to open 443. Where we need to open it is on Entra ID Connect server. Okay, now I have created the rule already, but I'll delete it and I'll show you how you can create. So if I delete this rule, and we will open PowerShell as well, Windows PowerShell. Okay, so this is an outbound connection on port 443. So how are we going to test it? So we'll put test the command. Okay, I'll expand it so that you can see it very well. So we'll put test net connection, and okay, so this is an outbound test. So the connection is going outbound, and the computer name, we'll need to put the computer name, and maybe I can use micro login.microsoft.com, and on which port I want to send it is on port 443, and it is attempting to connect. Computer name, it is true. So our port number 443 is open for outbound, right? So Entra ID Connect server, and it would be an outbound, and it is open. All right, if it is not open, what should you do? You should go to firewall advanced settings, outbound rule, you create a new rule, and here you select port and click next. What port you need to open is 443. Block the connection. Okay, first let us see, block the connection and test it, and go to, we will block port 443. So this is just an example how you can block or allow the port. If I test the same code here, let us see what happens. So it failed. We have blocked the outgoing port, right? So you can right click and so delete the rule or delete it and then test it again. So this is how the port opening and closing works. So port 443 is open, so our first is done, so I'll mark is done. Okay, now the second port that we need to open is, these are the ports on domain controller. Okay, so these are the ports, port 389, 636, 88, 445 and 53. So before we can open the port on the domain controller, let us test it from here. So we'll put again test net connection, computer name, and name of the computer is dc01.root.local, and what are the ports? So we will put the port number as 389 first. First, let us test 389 and let us see if it works. It is true. You can see at the bottom it says true, which means this port is open on the domain controller. And then we will see 636. It is true. And then we will test 88 and it is done. And 53 and it is open. So the domain controller is set, so we'll mark it as these ports should be open in domain controller, and we'll mark it as done. Alright, so the same port numbers we need to open on Entra ID Connect server, and the route will be outbound, and I will mark is done. Why I'm marking it done? Because when we tested the ports on domain controller, we are sending the signals from our Entra ID Connect server, because it went to the domain controller, which means that these ports are working for outbound connection, because they are sending out the signals from the machine on these port numbers. So we are done with the ports part. We have configured all the ports. Now we will move to the next section. Now the next prerequisite is accounts needed. So we need an ADDS enterprise account. We have one, and global admin account for Microsoft Entra ID that we already have. Now what we need is .NET and PowerShell requirements. So PowerShell 5 or later comes with modern Windows Server versions. Okay, we have this, so we'll mark it as done. So I have Windows Server 2022 and it is equipped. .NET Framework 4.6.2 or later installed. Alright, because this is the new server I've logged in. So we'll type .NET Framework and hit enter. Download .NET Framework. And you can install 4.6.2, right? This is the requirement, or later. So 4.8.1 we can install. We can runtime. All right. Now open it, download it, open it, and because we need to install it with admin rights. Okay. 4.6.2 is installed, but I'm just showing how you can install the latest .NET framework. Click on install. Installation progress. Let it install, and let us see what next we have to do. Time synchronization, right? So time synchronization is already set. You need not worry about it. So we mark all these prerequisites completed. Okay, so I will mark it big, completed. All right, so now our next part is to install the Entra ID Connect application and configure it. So we are moving close, my fingers crossed. Let us look at the next part. Before going away, it is installing. It will take some time. All right, so .NET framework installation completed. I will close it. Alright, so now once again we will log into portal.azure.com, and I'm logged in with the global admin account, mitesh.sina@thepoemstory.com. So it logged me in, so you can see I'm logged in with mitesh.sina@thepoemstory.com. We'll go to Microsoft Entra ID, and here just verify custom domains. So you can see byqs.com is a verified domain. Now you go to Microsoft Entra ID. In Microsoft Entra ID, you see different three tabs. Learn. So you can read about Microsoft Entra ID and configuration in the Learn tab. Access. If you see access, so it says you hybrid identity administrator and global administrator roles. So my role is global administrator, and it says you have access. Now we click on manage. The first option is for cloud sync. When you have multiple IDs, identities distributed across a cloud, so you can consolidate and merge it into one and bring it to Entra ID. The second option is for on-premises connect sync. So this is for your on-premise to Entra ID sync. So download connect sync agent, accept terms and conditions. So you'll not see anything for now. So it is downloading it. So nothing happening. Go to downloads, and Azure AD Connect.msi is there. So click on it. So you open this file, and it says preparing to install. And once it starts installing, you need to put the administrator account. All right, so it is installing it. Once again, to perform the changes, to perform the settings, it will ask for administrator account, because I told you I'm logged in with a non-administrator account of the server, and it is just to show how and when it asks for the account and when to provide the account details. Continue. First we will use express settings. We'll do express settings, and now it is asking connect to Entra ID. So hybrid identity manager or global administrator credential. So I have global administrator role on this ID. So you should see here, like I'm logging in with the poemstory.com, which is a global admin, but the syncing that we will do is byqs.com. So whatever custom domains are there, I am the global administrator for it. So it is in the same tenant, and on the same tenant I have global admin role. No matter how many custom domains that I add, I will have rights over them. So click on next, and it says it is verifying credential. We cannot sign in. We cannot sign you in. Your browser is currently set to block cookies. You need to allow cookies to use this service. All right, so let us do this as well. Go to server manager, right click, run as administrator. For this operation only, when we are performing this operation only, we will go ahead and turn off the browser control, i.e. enhance security configuration. That is the shortest way to do this. We will turn it off for now. All right, so, and then let us refresh, and it is off now. Now we will go. Okay, so the cookies are allowed. All right, I have closed it, and I'll reopen it after making these settings. Okay, so use express settings, and I will use my account. Connecting to Microsoft to verify credentials. Okay, now it logged in. All right. Okay, and I need to authenticate it. Okay, examining domains, and now I need to provide root backslash administrator, which is the enterprise admin. All right, so root.local is not there and bycues.com is there. Continue and click next, and we'll click on install. It is installing, configuring the basics. Microsoft SQL Server Express, local DB, and I hope it works. If it does not work, then okay, it says it is configuration is complete. The Active Directory recycle bin is not enabled. It is strongly recommended. So for that, it will not fail. And all right, for now we will exit. We will now go open PowerShell, and this is the sync is set to run every 30 minutes. Delta sync if it is there. If we want to run a sync, AD sync cycle policy type, and we put delta. So currently it might be configuring it. All right, it did not work. Okay, so now here we see these accounts. So if I take you to these accounts, service desk 1, it is syncing from Active Directory. Okay, let me account type, company name, creation type, and manage view. So this is one account, service desk 1 at bycues.com, that's synced. Nitesh Sinha 1, bycues.com, it's synced. And IT admin 1, it's synced. All right. So if we want to see the domain specific accounts, we'll go to admin.microsoft.com. So basically the sync is working. And go to settings and go to settings, domains, and if you go to domains, so bycues.com is there. Users, if you see, so I only like this, the poemstory.com is the global admin account. and it gave an alias nitesh.sin@byju's.com. However, all these accounts are syncing from your on-premise Active Directory. And okay, and if I go to home here, so if you see health, directory sync status, 4 minutes ago it synced, and directory sync service account. So this service account was created to sync the identities. So domains verified are 3. Now what we will do is we will test live synchronization. So if I log into our domain controller and under service desk, I'll create a new user, and I'll create like test user, name it test user, and give it like byju's.com. Click next. We might set a password. Click next and finish. So this test user is created. Now we go to our Entra ID Connect and we go to users, active users, and if we refresh, it won't refresh right away because the synchronization has 30 minutes delay. So what we will do is start AD sync site, AD sync Psych com classes factory from class ID from machine enter ID for the following error. Policy type delta. Alright. We'll close. Okay. And we will run a PowerShell. And run PowerShell.isc, run as administrator. Here, let me put the enterprise admin account. Okay, so it is running. So we'll put the command start AD sync cycle policy type delta and hit enter, and it says result says success. Once the result is success, if I refresh, we should see test user. Still not there. It will take some more time to replicate to show up in admin center. Check in Azure. We have 11 users now. So IT admin on-premise. Okay. Support, PPS support, service desk, privacy policy, IT admin 1. No, it is not here yet. Let us see, run it once again and it will give me an error, I know. Okay, again it says success. Now, what happened? Test user, you see this user is here, right here. So, now we are able to sync our on-premise Active Directory users to the Entra ID Connect. So that was the video on installing and configuring Microsoft Entra ID Connect. Now, if you run it as administrator, okay, and you click on configure, right? So you can manage configure device option, customize synchronization option. So you can customize synchronization option here, and you connect to this account. So in future, if you add more directories and you want to make changes to it, you can actually go this way to customize. The video went a bit slow. It started very well, but now with the waiting time, I have to do authentication, authorization, everything. So it took little time. Okay. Now retrieving domain, examining domains. It is verifying it again. Active Directory, it verify. If you go to domain, OU filtering, so sync all domains and OUs, sync selected domains and OUs, that is an option. Now I do not want to select built-in, I do not want to sync users or any of the OUs. We can go ahead and configure it. So the complete management part, like this was the installation and configuration, the complete management part, customization part, I'll come to you in my next video. Do subscribe. If you subscribe, it gives me a kind of encouragement to create more videos. And I showed you how do you set up, what the prerequisites were, setting up a global admin account in your Entra ID, an enterprise admin account in your Active Directory, installing .NET framework, so opening ports, checking ports before you install Azure AD Connect. Then we installed Azure AD Connect. We configured it with the on-premise enterprise admin and global admin on Entra ID, and the sync is working fine. I showed you how to force a sync if you want the identities to sync before the time. Suppose the default time is 30 minutes that you have set and you want to set it now. You can run this command, start AD sync cycle. In next video, we will learn about filtering, what attributes there, like you can set some attributes that you want to block from going to the Entra ID. You can block OUs to going to Entra ID, and we will test the password hash synchronization. What happens with the password hash synchronization? So stay tuned, keep watching. Thank you, and have a nice day.